ridiculous. Anyway, you guys, welcome to the goddamn show. Welcome to the motherfucking show. We as black women here, okay? Ladies, say hello to the family. Say hello, goddamn it.
What's going on, everybody? Back with another one.
Take 50 tonight because Omar Jr. is joining us.
This is the
Y'all hear him in the background. We moms, we wives, we single people, and we're aunties on the line. So you may hear some cheering in the back from time to time. It's been a while, so he had to make a little guest appearance. It's been a couple months. It's been like a month since the last time he made his guest appearance. So y'all might hear him in the background a little bit. You might see him in the video on YouTube. Mind your goddamn business. Judging them, not me, okay? Anyway, thank you, family, for tuning to FN on either release day Wednesday or you're tuning in over the weekend or whenever you are. Hope you got your water, your macchiato, your coffee, your black coffee, whatever you're doing, your keto diets. Y'all hear him? He trying to tell me to shut up and stuff in the background. This is going to be an interesting episode, you guys.
Yeah, it is. Because
we told y'all in the podcast description that we are the aunties, the friends that you need to feel less alone. But we also going to keep it 100 when you F up, friend, okay?
Yeah.
So, as somebody deemed us on Instagram, we are the millennial aunties. That's what he deemed us a couple months back. I'm not going to say his handle because I remember part of it, but not all of it. I don't want to say it wrong. Anyway.
Merch, as usual.
So, look. Thank y'all for tuning in. We hope that you are having a fantabulous week, day, whatever, and that whatever you need for today, that we can offer that to you freely. And thank you for letting us into your ear or into your visuals if you're on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, Ashley, they need to do what? They need to do what, Ashley?
Hit that bell, subscribe, head over to YouTube if you're not. But if you are, hi, hit that bell.
Right the F now, you guys. Right now.
Thank you.
So, you guys.
That part.
Does anybody have an interesting word or inspiring word for the family in this moment? Because we don't really have a topic tonight, you guys. We have many topics, over a year worth of topics, but we figure we're gonna freestyle this episode and see how it goes, see where the energy leads us based on your needs. Family, we appreciate you again for tuning in and downloading and watching. And we hope you stick around for the whole entire episode, okay?
Yes. The entire
episode. So,
shebang.
Before we started recording, everybody was saying it was like an interesting week. Ashley had a fantabulous week. We all kind of had a good week, but it was like energy was a little crazy.
It had some events in that. I was busy. Well, yeah,
booked and busy. That's how we like.
Very busy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. Cheyenne did tell us in the group text she was super busy, in and out. Don't know her Monday from her Friday. Okay.
These weeks are literally running together.
The year almost over, y'all.
Yep.
I know.
We about to be in the 9th one. We like 4 months away.
This is it, you guys.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's done. It's finalized. And I don't know. This week I had a real hard time with my spiritual shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. I could not tap in for nothing. And I don't know what the problem. I could not tap in. I had like some vivid dreams and things like that, but I was not getting the word. Okay. Y'all be going to church on Sunday looking for a word from God. I couldn't get my word at home. I don't know why. I have no idea why. And it wasn't like it was any strife going on with like myself or Omar Sr. I was just really weird, you guys. Just really weird. Really
might be
weird.
Some kind of blockage.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes when you just don't feel spiritual or you don't feel connected, it could be some kind of blockage or stress. Could be a little stressed out too. Sometimes that kind of stray you away from what you're supposed to be doing. I get like that too when I get out of my my spiritual routine. I get a little like, what the hell did I do spiritually? Like, where am I? As a spiritual person, like, what am I doing to contribute to that every day? Like, that's a routine, right? Like, yeah, I definitely get like that.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just got to get out and enjoy the ambience of nature.
Look at you over there blushing, yo. Look at you.
Right?
You went on a date.
Somebody went hiking or a little picnic date or something.
When I tell you I'm underrested, I'm underrested, okay?
She is glowing. Yeah, she is. She was glowing last episode.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
A little glow worm.
You're doing something right, baby. I don't know if maybe it's the triceps at the gym or something. I don't know, but it's working, baby. Keep doing it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing shit. God damn it. Look like you about to go to Studio what, 59? When from the 70s, Studio 59.
She about to hop on that stage.
Yes, looking all glamorous this evening for you guys on YouTube. See, that's why y'all need to be on
Yes.
YouTube so you can see all this, catch all this glowing, all this melanated skin.
Yes.
Okay, all these
Yes.
variations. Anyway, but
Okay.
look, you guys. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it just be like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just be
I
like
get
that.
fine tuning. That's
Mm,
what I get.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't been on track or you're trying to get on track, it's like kind of getting clearing your plate. Like anything that's like small and minuscule, because the small stuff adds up. So it's like I kept telling my mom that I was like, "Mom, you got too much. I can't do you right now." And she's, I'm like, "Oh, hold, wait, pause." I said, "You need to go ahead and take care of the small stuff first to make room." I said, "Think of your plate as like the size or circumference of your head. You're putting too much on there. You got to take it off." Me, Bo, you couldn't tap in. I was on the complete opposite,
mm-hmm,
but it was just like I was saying before, it was just weird. Like I was trying to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. Like
mm,
did not know. Like you can feel something's coming, but it's not bad. But it's like wait for it, wait for it, and I'm like
how
I'm
long I
waiting
got
for
to
it. I'm
keep
like
waiting? I want it right now.
I
Right.
know,
That's me.
right?
That's me right here. That's
I
how I
want
always
it
am with
Right.
right
stuff.
now.
I want it now. Come on, God.
And I felt myself getting like that earlier this week, and I was like, all right, I need to go lay down, go take a nap, something. But even when I went and I did that, it was like it still wasn't enough. But them synchronicities was on a thou wow. Like the threes, the sevens, the
Mm,
nines,
mm.
I ain't never seen these many 11s in my life.
Yeah, somebody
And then
protecting you. That's what them
I
11s
seen
is.
a lot of
Mm-hmm.
11s
it's a
and
lot and a lot of well 11s and
22s
sevens.
and 222s for
Yup.
me and
The repetitive,
Yeah.
the
333s.
repetitive,
Yes.
repetitive. I
I'm
can't talk
like,
and shit
And
tonight.
fours. And
Yeah.
fours too. I felt like I was getting attacked just,
yeah.
in the car going to work and going to the gym. And I'm like, all right, I know something is going on, something's gonna happen. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel bad, but it feels like a lot. And I kept hearing about love and like money. I'm like, yo, can the money
Mm,
come through first?
yeah.
Let's go ahead and let
Every
that
time.
financial abundance
You
hit.
need that
Let's
every
go.
time first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's kind of roll that in first. The love, that can come second. Just bring in the money. Show me the money. Just bring it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I've been feeling like. And typically, I kind of like will like journal, and it was like anytime I would go to journal, I was too tired to journal.
Mm,
Like I couldn't do it.
mm.
Fall asleep.
That's deep.
I would fall
Yeah.
asleep, and I'm just like,
Uh,
I need to get some of this out of my head. But I would just be just, or I'm doing something creative and I'm sitting
right.
there thinking or looking something on my laptop and I would just fall asleep. And then the cats were acting crazy. And you know when your animals start acting a little crazy and stuff, they know something's gonna go on too. So all of our YouTubers, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit the button and do that thing.
Shameless plug.
That part.
No shame, no shame.
That's why I said
This is
shameless.
our
Yeah.
game.
Very
No
shameless.
shame.
But it's
Okay?
like my cats
No
have been
shame.
just very more I don't want to say clingy, but they've just been a little bit more like around me. Like I get up in the morning, they in my face like this, Mom, like what the
hmm
Mm-hmm.
hell in
Mm-hmm.
your face,
The animals be
or
knowing.
standing by the door,
Right. When you
so
gonna
they
wake
know
your ass up?
something.
Animals be knowing because
Yeah,
that's why I always have an animal. If it's a cat or a dog, you never see me without an animal living anywhere, especially cats. I can't handle cats because Omar Senior's allergies are too bad, but definitely.
Wow.
But our dog is
I would
almost,
like to
we've
have
had
a
our dog
cat.
for almost 13 years. Oh, he's about to be 13 in the year. But anyway, but
I
I
keep
definitely
forgetting you got a damn
resonate with
dog.
the, everybody does. They be like, you don't seem like the dog person. What you mean?
You
You
don't.
saying
I
I ain't
was just
loving
gonna
and
say
shit? You
that.
saying I ain't loving and kind?
No,
With
you
that?
just don't seem like you would have a
Love
dog.
dogs.
That's what I
like
was
she ain't
like.
got
You got
time
a
for
dog,
it. I ain't got time for this shit.
right?
I got stuff to
No,
do.
love my
Right.
dog. My
I got
dog.
shit to do.
Yes, he's about to be. We've had him since he was 4 months. He'll be 13 at the end of the year. That's my old man.
Oh,
Yes, that was my first baby when I couldn't have no babies. So
you
he has a
sugar
very special
booger.
place in my heart. Yes,
Oh,
and
Oh.
yeah. I
but
remember
I
when I
was
had
like,
those.
I was even. It was so funny because even just thinking about Salita, what she just said, like I was having thoughts of like different Bible verses that were coming to my recollection. Like when you're not thinking about it, but you trying to tap in and stuff just come to you that you haven't looked at in a long,
Mm-hmm.
long time and stuff. So it was like
Yeah.
that was going on. Then
Okay.
before I go to sleep, I would be like, like Lord, please, I just need a word, Lord, just send me something. Like I wasn't getting
Mm-hmm.
any messages, nothing. I wasn't getting anything. And like I said, I wasn't stressed out like with me and Omar Senior or anything like that. I'm not stressed out at home really. I do.
Right.
I don't know. I do miss being around people as much as I used to be, but maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be anything, really. Maybe it's my
Maybe you just
hormones.
maybe you're just
Who the
about
fuck
to you're about to
knows?
ascend. Like I said,
That's what I was
fine
thinking
tune
too. Maybe
in.
it's
Yeah.
that.
Maybe
Maybe it's
something's
that.
gonna happen, a transformation or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
because
some
with all the
recollections.
energies that's been going on, like
Yeah,
what we just had with the full moon in Aquarius, we had
that's true.
Lions Gate,
And the
you
Leo
know.
energy was still hanging around too, right?
So
Don't
there's
nobody
a
want
lot
that stank
of
energy.
You stupid, Sheila.
no
I'm sorry. I'm
merch.
Leos
sorry,
be ride or
Leo.
Nobody
die
want
though.
that stank energy.
Yeah, Leos be ride or die. So
The
Cheyenne,
females are cool.
you had a really, really, really busy work week at work, and because you were an introvert, but you also work in a very peoplely dominated field. How the fuck do you do it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all
Negro,
right. Negro
get it,
spiritual for y'all
get it.
tonight.
Yeah.
So pretty much, I think I would be considered an ambivert at work because a lot of people that know me, I guess, because I see you every day, I don't come across as an introvert to them. And in the courtroom, and it's like a lot of stimulation. So a lot of times I have to fake it till I make it, which ends up being exhausting. Like
Mm,
I hate being in the courtroom because it drains my energy like a lot of times. And then from there, usually I go straight to the gym. So this week I was so busy because I was in the courtroom literally every single day. I was drained. Like Wednesday, I had to tap out of my usual routine and I had to connect with nature. So, went down to the harbor, sat by the water. It was dark outside, listening to the water, watching the moon, and I'm a person that I like
Looking for
routine.
the
So
moon.
I
Yeah.
just felt like I needed to step out of my routine and
mm-hmm.
kind
Do
of
something different.
Breathe.
have
Just
some me
breathe.
time and
Get a
breathe.
peace of
And
mind. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I understand that. That
Yeah.
reminds me. It's
Hold the
always like when you
space.
come to connect with people and you have conversations together, it's always like something jogs your memory, right? Or like a
Hmm.
new idea because all the energy flowing, right? So that just remind me like all this week I was like, yo, I need to get me a plant to put in my bathroom. Like I just want to be around fucking plants all the
Hmm.
Ooh.
time. So I
Do you
put
want me? Do
two of
you
my
have any idea? Oh, you already put one in?
I have gone
I'm.
on Google and searched bathroom friendly plants that don't need a lot of direct
Yes.
sunlight. And so like I
Hmm.
put two plants in our room this week, one on Omar's dresser, not on my dresser,
Mm-hmm.
but Omar's dresser, and in my nightstand. And
Mm-hmm.
then I got a couple plants in their spot near direct sunlight in the living room. And then I want to get like I have like this feeling of needing like a tree. Like so I'm gonna get like two trees to take care of me. Omar was like, well, you gotta take care of them motherfuckers. I was like, okay, but you see plants, I gotta been taking care of these motherfuckers for 6 years. What the fuck is you talking about?
Right.
But yeah, like I just been like I feel like when I reach certain goals spiritually, I always feel like I need to be closer to nature. I need to be closer to what God created. I need to be closer to water. Like when it's hot outside, I want to be close to water. You know what I mean? Or I want to put
Mm-hmm.
my hands in some dirt, so I'll
Yes.
repot a plant or something like that. And so that just jogged my memory when Cheyenne said that, like going
Yes.
outside and just being out there. Yeah,
I
Sometimes
wanted
you
to
just
rain.
gotta ground your energy.
that's the one. That's
Yes.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. That's that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Getting all
Absolutely.
your alignments rooted and stuff like that. And I think that's the aspect that we forget about when we are a part of like religious organizations, specifically Christianity and like Catholicism. Those are the ones I'm most familiar with that don't really preach about like getting into nature. Like in Muslim faith, I've learned from Omar that they teach going into nature, being surrounded by nature as much as possible. And then they even pray on the ground. Remember, they pray on the ground, and they
Mm-hmm.
face the east and all that stuff. So
Mhm.
um, I just feel like, I don't know, like maybe Salita right, like maybe there's something going on with us spiritual wise,
Yeah.
where we're going to a new level, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's
That's
not
what
really
I
the
feel.
people around
Absolutely.
us. It's more so like what's going on in us and what's
It's
happening
a
Mm-hmm.
with
Trying to
spirit
just
and
balance
universe
transformation,
and
I'm
God and
telling you.
stuff. Yeah. I don't
just
know.
Mhm.
balancing out everything.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. I can't speak for everybody else, but since I do live alone, two cats, even when I felt myself like getting really busy, especially at work, I'm in this big ass building all day by myself. I'll be blasting Tupac and everything, but then it's like sometimes I would just turn off my music and it's just
Silent.
quiet. Hmm.
Hmm.
And as hot as it was today, I did go and sit out in front of the building,
Hmm.
and I kind of just did that where you just sit, you're like,
Breathe.
and then everything just got real, really, really clear.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Just
Ashley, how do
lately,
you
this
deal with
like I
that?
wanted to rain.
Being a mom of multi, how do you deal with staying spiritually connected and just having a time and a moment to breathe, having multiple children, being a mom of multiple children?
Well, for me, my part of my spiritual connection is my routine. So
Hmm.
I did find that I had broken my routine with my children. Like I was still
Mm,
doing what I do, like spending my time in prayer, and I do read scripture. Scripture is very vital for what I believe. So, you know what I mean? Like I do that for myself, but I always do it for my kids, but I kind of fell away from that.
mm,
So, like this past 2 weeks have really been like revitalizing that. I think that's why everything is kind of like flowing
mm,
because I've tapped back into that with my children. You know what I mean? To where I already have the schedule set up. To they start school next Monday. Well, by the time this airs, they will have already started. But
right,
they're
right.
about to start school. But they went and today they had like an orientation because y'all know again I got a billion kids and my sixth grader who's now a seventh grader he
Time
never got to go
flies.
to he never
Mhm.
got to go to sixth grade because of COVID. So they giving
Oh,
them like a day of orientation today with the sixth graders. The seventh graders get it too. Likewise, and this was like an epiphany for me today. So much it hit me so heavy. I had to reach out to Shy about it. Like I reached out to Cheyenne because my daughter is the ninth grader. Like, and I know I've told y'all
oh,
that because I
wow.
knew it was coming, but
It's
today
crazy.
It
it
hit
It
you.
hits
hit
you.
me like this girl is in high school. You know, it was like that mom. It wasn't like
Yes.
I'm not a
That's
tear jerk.
wow.
It wasn't
Right.
that in teachers. I don't. But it wasn't that for me. But it was like butterflies. Like I could feel. It was like a feeling. Like
Hmm.
wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Because
Like
you
this
know
is
what it's
my
like.
child. She's about to go off into the world like soon. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like she's so close. So I had that moment. But I had that today because it happened today when I saw her off to school because like the high school's literally behind my house. So
Gotcha.
she's like, right there. It's just, oh my goodness.
A moment.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
She got a
so
whole
that
high
happened.
schooler.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Oh my
incredible.
goodness. Like I was skipping her ass to pre-K and putting the pictures on
Right.
Facebook. She had a little
Time
green
flies.
thing. Man, I'm gonna have to reshare that. But yeah, because I know it's gonna come up in my timeline. Probably
Facebook gonna
already.
remind you, baby. This time
Oh
That's
two
what I
years
yeah.
say.
ago.
Yeah,
God
Right.
for
damn,
real, for real.
Facebook. You don't
It's
forget
just
nothing.
crazy. It's just like wow. So I had that, but like I
Uh-huh.
said, that was more so today. In my business life, super duper productive. I have
Wonderful. Wonderful.
so much great stuff going on, and that's all I'm
Hmm.
gonna say about that because
Yes.
success moves in silence. But that
Always, baby.
helped culminate into my week being so like what it was because I
Hmm.
tapped back into the spiritual with my kids. Like I said, I started it the week before last, I started getting that together. And now, like I said, we're locked in, we're together. I get to bond with my kids, like when I do their hair for school.
Mm,
My sons have locks, so I have to do
right,
their
right.
hair. Y'all know Beautiful be wearing them ombre braids, so I
Hmm.
finished her hair because I wanted to be done for her orientation today.
Right,
So
right.
we did that. So that, I was just busy. You know what I mean? Like just busy, 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 doing things and business, family business, and just appreciating the journey. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that
Like
mindfulness.
appreciating just the stuff I like, even with the posting on Boss Lady. It was like I posted, but I
Hmm.
also tended to my other businesses because I literally have so much going on right now. So, and it's really exciting. Like I said, I'm so excited. So, I just want to share that energy with y'all, and while y'all are ascending, because I think, like I said, I went through that rut of just my house not being right because I was, even though my kids are rooted in the word, I was expecting them as children to just be like me and do it on their own. I'm like, no, you gotta like cut this out. And they love it, you know what I mean? So it was
Hmm.
just their kids and they need to be led. It's like, lead them, mom. What are you doing? So
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
like I said, put a little hiccup in my, what was going on to make me even go there and go back and just sit them down and get it right. So that's, like I said, it's been working, and I just, I'm on the cloud, y'all. Straight
hmm,
up,
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
natural
That's
high.
wonderful. But isn't it funny how
That's
you've
great.
been
Natural high.
preparing for 2 weeks, but unknowingly, like you
Yes.
said, you was like, "Damn, shit, this moment is here." And so you spiritually preparing for this moment this week right now happened 2 weeks ago without you even initially like connecting the two. Like, God damn, like what like imagining what would have been different had you not taken those 2 weeks to get yourself grounded to get to this moment, and so on and so on, and getting back into that routine, especially with kids going back to school, after a year and a half of being home all the
Mm-hmm.
time. That's big, that's heavy,
Right.
that's major, that's
Right.
nothing to take lightly.
Right. Oh, it's so funny. It's funny you said that because I was like, I said to Mike, like last Tuesday or something, I was like, babe, they go back to school next week. And he was like, yeah, I know. And then it was like it hit him. He was like, yeah, started dancing and partying. And I was like, he was like, yeah, like it's about time. Like,
It's
what?
been a
Yeah,
long
he was
time.
excited. And I was like, his reaction made me realize that it's been a minute. Yes, it's re-enter into the school system, and it's just so much going on. You know what I mean? Like I'm just excited about what's coming. And like I said, with every high, you got to come down, down, down. So not necessarily way down, but you come down off the high. You know what I mean? The only issues I was really having was that I had crippled my spiritual through my children. And that's a terrible thing to do, especially if you already are guiding your children as you should be in their spiritual journey, whatever you believe. You know what I mean? You have to be the guiding force. And I know there's a lot of people out here who kids don't believe anything because they're not exposed to anything. So, and that's like
Which
I
is
said, to
also a
each his own.
choice,
That's what I was
which
gonna
is
say. To
also a
each his
choice.
own. I don't even want to get too personal in that, but for me, when that works for me, what we
Well, that's
believe
what
and
you
how
that's
I
what's
work
important
it
to
in.
you. So you're naturally gonna
Exactly.
pass that shit right on along. Because I
Exactly.
pass, breathing techniques and calming techniques
Mhm.
with Omar, and he's a boy. He's a
Mhm.
boy's fucking boy, you guys. Y'all know. Y'all seen his
Mhm.
shenanigans offline, okay? So he operates in a lot of masculinity, and it's very difficult for him to tap into some feminine, his softer side. It got to be at the right time. He is very testosterone driven, and so I have to like help him come down because he's always gonna go. He's very much like his father when I think about it.
He's all boy.
All
Oh,
fucking bored, you guys.
he's all boy.
Yeah, so I
Yes, he
resonate with that.
is.
Mhm.
I resonate with trying to
Mhm.
find ways to help them ground themselves spiritually, no matter what your belief system is, whether you're part of
Right.
a organization or not.
Just be guiding
Just
your children.
be,
That was my message. Like,
just
if you
God.
whatever you're spiritually connected to and it what works for you, you should pass that on to your child. That's all I was really. I wasn't trying to point a finger or be judgmental because this isn't that. Like, if we was to have a conversation about that, that would be something different. But that's not what this is about.
Mhm.
It's like whatever you believe, however you channel what makes you you, share that with your in
Mhm.
your higher belief that you believe in, or like I said, even if you don't, whatever works for you. You know what I mean? Share that with your children because if it works for you, then it should work for them. And it,
Mhm.
that's gonna say I'm feel like I'm reaping the reward, and not even like reaping the reward. It's just literally just a high because things are just smooth. I think
Right,
the
right.
rewards is gonna really come down the line. I'm just sowing the seeds
But
right now
but you
and
prepared. You started preparing
enjoying
for this 2 weeks
the
ago.
Right.
process.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And so
right.
when you've been consistent, you said at the beginning that you've been consistently doing A, B, C, D, and E every
Yep,
day and getting on a routine that you had already had in place
yep,
before, but you just
yep,
snap that shit back in like the military, okay? And
yep,
I think that's important,
yep,
especially when you have multiple children
yep.
like you do. You don't have just one
Mm-hmm.
like me. You got
Exactly.
multiple, and so it's even more important for you to be on a routine that's
Got
very
to.
consistent. And kids like consistency. Kids know that when they
They
get up, they
love
can
it.
do this. Kids know when
They
they
love it.
when the sun start going down, this is what I need to be doing here. They love
They
the
love it.
consistency that their parents show in everyday routine and stuff.
Yep.
So that's important. I totally resonate with that.
Yep.
Okay,
So
totally.
yeah.
Okay, because this one I
Yeah.
got
So
made me feel like I got three, but it is what it
right.
is. What can we do? These babies,
Right.
these babies, but
They blessings, little blessings.
little blessings,
Mm-hmm.
little blessings.
Your little
They
broke
real cute
friends.
to them tantrums start though. And I've been telling him to
Right.
call his daddy. Call your damn daddy on FaceTime right now so he can see these shenanigans right now. You
I
know.
be recording mine.
I
I'm like,
believe it.
oh,
I
I'm just
know it.
gonna
I've done
record
it, so
it.
I know you do it.
Dad star. We're gonna put your ass on a dad tube. And then
Right.
one
Dad too.
time I was like, "What? Oh, that's how you think you're supposed to act? What?" Huh? I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
It's not
Boom.
just now. It's
Boom.
not my word against nothing. It's the you against you.
Listen,
Right.
You want
listen.
to do that? Boop. I'm recording. And
Yes.
most of the time, I try to sneak record because if they know they're being recorded, obviously they're gonna be on their best behavior, or So I'll be trying to like act like I'm just my phone right there or something. I'm like, nope, boop, keep acting, showing your ass. I'll be like, oh, how you feel? Oh, that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how you
And,
really
And I,
and for
feel.
the record, you guys,
yeah.
when you feeling like spiritually, we ended up talking about one of our topics anyway, but being, spirituality and stuff. But for the record, when you feeling spiritually unstuck and or you become complacent in where you are and you have not done anything to help level yourself up and fix some things that are wrong with you. Of course, it's a lifetime journey, but that's no excuse not to fucking do the work, okay? Got to do the fucking work.
Not at all.
So always remember
Fix your
too,
problems.
immediately. And remember that it don't have nothing to do with your fucking spouse.
Mhm.
It's your journey. It's your walk.
Yep.
No.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's
It's
yours.
facts.
And we lead by example
Really.
around here. So we're not bashing anybody
That's right.
and telling them what they need to be
Mm-mm.
doing or what they shouldn't be doing. We let them rock and we
Mm-mm.
gonna let that shit rock.
You
Okay?
show them, and you show if you really
Mhm.
want somebody to do what you show them what they need to be doing by you do what you need to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like
Mhm.
they gonna get in order, get lost depending on the situation. You know what I mean? It's just what it
Yep.
is.
Absolutely. I agree. I think a lot of people get caught up in that too, especially like women. We get caught up when we feel more spiritually connected to God and to universe than our spouses do, and we feel like, well, he could be doing more. I've been through that too.
Don't worry about that. You keep do you. You just took the time to say what he could be doing when you could just be focused on your
It's
damn self and let you know
it,
what I mean? Because they pay attention. One thing about men is he's gonna pay attention to what you're doing, and he gonna realize
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I love her for this reason. I've always known this about her. Let me lock in to what tune in to this energy or what she's trying to present,
it's true
and then he
because I just
doesn't
had this
gas.
conversation this week with somebody, and it was like trying to make somebody see a vision that wasn't put in their mind so they don't understand it. And I stopped myself dead in my tracks and I was like,
Hmm.
you know what? I'm gonna have to show you what I mean. because I can't
Mm-hmm.
explain it to you. I'm gonna have to show you what it is that I mean and how to
Right.
do it.
Yep,
Right.
Yeah.
totally agree. Show
Absolutely.
you better than I
Right.
can tell you, baby.
Because it's,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we're on
Yep.
this topic of spirituality actually, because not everybody have the vision to see, right? And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when you're
Facts.
ascending, it's like the people around you that you're used to having around you, you're there for
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, but nobody really understands you.
They be like, "Where you
Mm-hmm.
at? Where you at, friend?"
Nobody understands you.
Yeah.
And
Right.
sometimes when you tell people your thoughts, it's like you feel like an alien in the world, because it's like it's too above their heads, and you
Hmm.
can't give a
Mm-hmm.
person the vision to see what wasn't put in them to see, at least
Hmm.
not in that
That's right.
moment.
Right.
And it's very frustrating when
Mm-hmm.
you see it clear as day, and they want to combat you like, no, it's this way. I don't agree with that. Okay, you're entitled to your own opinions, but I'm not about to go down that rabbit hole with you because you just don't see what it is that I
Right.
see.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
could be
Right.
very frustrating, but I'm learning
Yeah.
like you just have to pick which battles you want to fight with people and then let it go, because
Exactly.
not everybody is blessed to see the vision that you see.
Hmm. That's like that post we made a
Exactly.
couple months ago. Like, friend, I don't need you to see the vision, really. I just need you to fucking support the shit.
Support.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
That's it.
But a lot of people
Facts.
don't, they can't support what they don't understand.
You can
So you're
support what you
left,
don't understand, but I get it. I get it. They definitely
yeah,
don't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, but they
Mm-hmm.
can.
Mm-hmm.
they can, but
Hmm.
they just don't.
No,
It's
they
They
don't.
like
don't.
people want to fight you all the way because they don't see the vision, and that's fine. I see it, and that's all
Right.
that matters. So
Yeah.
you just
Right.
have to find people that's on that same vibration.
Exactly.
And sometimes
Yeah.
that's hard to do. Sometimes that's hard to do, especially like
Listen, Linda.
you know, like even
Hmm.
so more so now
Mm-hmm.
because it's like they got all these different groups on Facebook and all these different things being posted on Instagram, and you're just looking for some genuine deep conversation, but it's like you gotta weed out through all the pretenders, and you know that
Wait
after
a
a
minute.
while this is
You
Shit is
looking for
whack.
deep conversation on Facebook? I'm not saying that you can't get it, but if you're, I'm saying you're actually looking for it. I'm gonna for me, I've had deep conversations on, and I'm talking about in groups, not with like
hmm
your personal people. I'm not knocking nobody's following, nothing like that. But what
right.
I'm saying, you just reference like in these Facebook groups and these Instagram groups or
Like
whatever you
yeah,
was saying.
you be
I'm not saying
surprised.
again. I'm no. I'm. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you
No, you're
can't
good.
like make a comment and you know what I mean, pop off with somebody and some deep shit occur. But
Right.
in general, everything's really surface level on the two platforms that you mentioned.
Hmm.
So
Unless
the
it's in DMs
general
or private
response,
Yeah.
messages.
right. But she
Yeah.
was saying it in groups. I'm just going off of the
Well,
comment that
like
was
people she
made.
meet in the group that they may
Like
But are
pop
these
you
in
off.
just in
groups
the
You know
are
what
group.
the
I'm
groups
saying?
Yeah, you
supposed
end
to
up
be
getting
deep
friends
groups?
online.
No, but
Well,
Facebook
no,
groups are set up where it's like
That's what I'm
maybe
saying.
20,000 people in the group and then you connect with five. And so you talking to them
Right.
people in private messages and or text messages. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
right.
That's probably what Salita's probably
Like
talking
you
about because
Yeah,
I've
that's
become
what I was.
experienced
That's
actual
that.
what I was getting
friends.
at because it's just
Yeah.
like I've seen it. Like I'm in different, different groups and stuff on Facebook, mostly art groups. But then
Okay.
sometimes I
I
Yeah.
was gonna say
scroll and
I'm
I
in a lot of
see
business groups, but don't nobody be in my fucking DM. Like, oh, in
no,
my DM,
neither me.
trying to do business. I didn't mean
Like
to
no.
snap. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in my DM unless they trying to do business. So it's like this is a different. For me, this is just
Yeah.
I use social media differently, so I get a different
Hmm.
result. I
Yeah,
guess
you
so.
can
Let me shut
build
up and
any type of
listen.
relationship
I
Yeah,
don't
on
because
get
social
like
people in
media.
my DMs like that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It'd be a creep or
neither
two every now and then, but
right, neither
not
do
from the groups
I.
I'm in.
But for the
Right,
kind of
neither
groups that
do.
Salita in, they're gonna come in her DMs because she's giving
Yeah.
off a personable vibe. You know what I mean? That's just the type of
Yeah,
group
because
it is.
people,
Yeah.
because like with art, and we're sharing, art, and then somebody will say something in the realm of like, um, in order for you to get started, say on your drawing or your painting, like what process do you go through?
Mm.
Me, half the time, like I'll see it, and I like to read what other people are. It's interesting to see how other people think when it comes to art If you're looking at art from one level, it's art, but if you look at it at a deeper level and everybody has their own way of interpreting it, it's really interesting. So I'm looking at the comments. I did not comment. I was just reading. And some people, they smoke their weed. Some people will go listen to classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Some people will go write.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will like
Mm-hmm.
pick their
The
toes or something.
process
I
is
don't know.
different. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
you
but
said,
then
the process is different. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people are saying, well, I'll go meditate, and then that will spin off into something else, and you can just see just from the dynamic that conversation is going to you can read and say, okay, that conversation right there is they're going to take that to the DM and go in a little bit deeper. It's just interesting because since there are so many groups on there on Facebook, and I've seen like the surface stuff, I'm like, oh no, this group is it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be a no for me. Let me
Yeah.
leave because
Yeah.
it gets to
Yeah.
be a little much. But you'll be surprised how people they're hungry for knowledge. It's like, and I say this all the time: be forever the student. None of us are like the teacher. We're students. We're still learning. We're
Permanently,
growing.
lifetime students
Yep.
Right.
for
And
life.
right. And I love learning stuff from y'all, from everybody that I've ever interacted with, because I'm y'all learning something from me, I'm learning something from y'all. And it's like it's a beautiful thing when you can go ahead and you can do that. And then if you vibe with somebody on that spiritual level and stuff, that
Mm-hmm.
conversation
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be lit, because there's people that I became friends with through some of these groups that I have never met in person, but have become one of my like biggest supporters. I mean, on
I
Mm-hmm.
got people like that.
everything.
It happens all
I
the
got
time,
people
especially
Mm-hmm.
with
like
And I
social
that.
love
media
it.
age.
You
It was
I've
bound to
know,
happen.
definitely
It
you know,
had.
was bound to
hey,
happen this
I
way.
have
shout
online
out to
besties
homie that
everywhere
support. I met him like
in
that.
Yeah.
different states.
Yeah.
He
Absolutely.
supports all y'all. Look, he supports everything that's in my
He is
tornado.
so.
Listen, he
You
following us on
me?
Facebook now as of
That's
today.
what I'm
Listen,
saying,
you
and
see what I'm
that's
saying?
just one thing, and
Mhm.
that's
We
from
know who house we can
business.
stay at. We gotta go to North Carolina for a show, okay?
That's south,
Boom, that
south.
part.
Look, south,
That's
south,
it.
south. Look, south, south, South
South,
Carolina.
south,
Listen,
south.
listen, listen.
But yeah, definitely for sure. Like it's just business, and that's how I meet people. But I am in one group that's based on my sign, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been in it for years. And one of my
Mm.
we're not like best friends, but we always connect. Like I talk to her all year round. Our birthdays are the same day. She's the first person I ever met that shared my birthday. Like I always hear people are like, "Oh, your birthday's Valentine's Day." Oh, well, my aunt or my this or so, it's always someone else. But she was the first person I ever met. Now that I'm in this group, I know so many people, but she was the first one. Shouts out to Melzy. She's in Australia. Ooh, ooh, ooh. She's the best. That's my twinsy. So if y'all ever see her on my page, that's my birthday twin. And I was like, yeah, because people are probably like, why they always saying twinsy? Like, because they don't look anything like that.
Ashley, that's funny you should say
We're
that,
birthday
because my
twins.
dad, his mother, her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Okay. Okay. So your
Mm-hmm. I was like,
grandmother.
I'm pretty. Mm-hmm.
Say
That's
everybody
like, oh.
has somebody that's birthday is either my birthday or around my birthday. But like
Mm-hmm.
I said, I never met anybody till her, and then we just connected. Probably because we had the same birthday, and
Yeah.
yeah, like
I got 6 friends that we all
Australian
share the same
mates.
birthday. All
Yeah.
6 of us
Yeah.
share the same birthday. It goes what
Wow.
think 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83.
I
Yeah,
like the
all of us.
consecutiveness of
Mm.
y'all's birthday years.
Mm-hmm.
Put home first, but you know what I'm
No, they
saying.
need
Y'all
to
know what I'm
support
saying.
us.
Yeah.
Home needs to,
Right.
home is where you get to support last.
Last, the very
Yeah,
fucking
after
last.
you prove yourself, then they be like, we know them, and we this and that, and we be like,
No,
Like,
yeah,
you
huh?
don't know me, man.
You know
At
of
all,
me.
man.
baby.
What
At
you
all,
say?
baby.
You know me
Okay.
You
elementary.
know a version
You
of me
don't
that you
know
created in
me,
your own
man.
mind. You don't know me
Yup.
no more. Okay.
Okay,
Listen.
1,000,000%.
And that's the
If you
problem. That's
don't
why you can't be
already
thinking
know me,
about what other people got to say about you.
you
Because them
don't know me.
Yeah.
motherfuckers really
Even if
don't know
you
you
know me,
like
you
that.
don't know me.
Yeah,
I
That's
that's
why
always
true.
social
say
media is dangerous, because them motherfuckers don't really know
yes.
you like that. And they got
That's why I
something to
got
They
say
to
don't.
about you.
stay away.
Right.
Man,
Unless it's about
please.
Ashley.
I
Man,
always say
man,
whatever
please.
people think about you ain't none of your damn
No
business
Ain't
business.
Okay.
none of my
anyways.
damn
Mm-hmm.
business. And
That's
if you
true.
Okay?
supposed to be
Mind
my
your
friend,
business. and chill.
If you supposed to
Right.
be my friend or my acquaintance and somebody come to you with some shit and you come back and tell
I
me,
say it
that
all the
means you ain't
time.
stand up for me. Cause you
Right.
wouldn't even have known
Mm-mm.
nothing that they said. Cause you'd be like, wait, pump your fucking brakes. That's my motherfucking peoples. I fucks with
Skirt.
Right.
her. So whatever you got to
First
say,
of all, they
go to
wouldn't
should have
even
fucking
feel
left.
they wouldn't even feel comfortable bringing anything to you about that person out the gates.
But you know, some
Cause
people will try.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
for the motherfuckers that like to try to say something about your
yeah,
people
Yeah, like to
because
seal
they
the
know
Yeah.
y'all
deal.
close. They see y'all taking selfies and shit
and
together.
that's
They
when
still
you
gonna
shut
try.
it down.
And you
Yep.
gotta shut that shit the fuck
Absolutely.
down, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't understand why y'all be taking social media so fucking seriously because it's only just a picture, a photo, a video, a snippet,
A snippet
minuscule
of
snippet.
whatever that moment was.
That moment, that person's
Mm-hmm.
life, all of that, and
And they
all of this
might
shit
not
is
even
filtered.
remember.
You know what I'm saying? Putting go
Hmm.
ain't none of it real because ain't nobody posting photos or videos without it being edited, without it being lightened up and touched up and what rub the fuck up, whatever the fuck. So it don't even fucking
She
matter.
said rub.
Shit. Even when somebody take
Right.
a picture of somebody getting their booty rub or a video of somebody getting a booty rub, even that shit is filtered. They didn't put it on Vivid or something like that.
Right.
Vivid cool filter or
Right.
some shit. Make the booty look bigger.
Everything
Hmm.
is filtered.
Man, we ain't filtered on here. We don't do that filtering
Mm-mm.
No,
shit
we
around
not.
these parts, okay? We better
Living in
turn
the
this shit over here.
matrix.
Baby.
I want to get out of here.
Listen, this planet is not our home.
I want to get out of here. Take me out the
I hate it
matrix.
here.
I'm ready to
I
go
had
back
to
to
remind
Jupiter. I'm just
somebody
waiting for it.
earlier. I had to remind somebody earlier, like it was like Thursday or Wednesday, they had made a post about sage, and I took offense to the sage post because I
Mm.
was like, "How you mad about sage and saying it's paganism when sage grows in multiple continents on multiple countries of the world, and they have and
Right.
everywhere you go, they use it differently." Talking about it's
Hmm.
paganism and
Mm-hmm.
it's not of God and stuff like that. How is it not of God and God created the shit? It's growing from the fucking
Right.
earth, okay?
I guess
And
she
they
never
lighting
had no
incense
roasted
in the
chicken
church.
And I
before.
was like, you want to talk about that, but I said you want to talk about that, but can we
Fake
talking
the
about you with
sage.
that sage? You be letting spirits in and you cleaning spirits out. Okay, but you be letting spirits in when you read the Bible, when you go to church, because ain't God a spirit? Ain't the Holy Ghost a fucking spirit? Ain't Christ a fucking spirit? What you done
Get
ass?
them.
Uh-uh.
Right.
I
And then
can't.
I
spelling,
can't.
spelling is spelling word. It spells anyway.
Every time you say a Bible verse, you inviting energy.
Yep.
So miss me with the bullshit. Don't you take communion? Drink of the blood of Christ? Ain't that what they say?
Hmm.
You must.
Mm.
I'm gonna
Which
stop
is a
talking about
bunch
that
of
shit.
bullshit because, like they say,
And you talking about voodoo. You
the
doing the same
blood
Right.
fucking thing on
is
communion
where
the
the
first Sunday.
disease lies. Why would
Doing
you
it
And
the
you
same
know,
drink the
thing
I
on
never
blood?
voodoo.
understood that. That always with me was kind of like very different. Like, why are we doing this again? Like,
The cracker
this
is the
sounds
body.
very like
The wine or the juice is
weird.
the blood. But you want to have something to say about voodoo or voodoo that comes from our motherland that our ancestors were practicing before they came to this country. The only
Mm-hmm.
reason that people look at voodoo and in the wrong set of eyes or think that it's evil is because that's what white colonizers have done to us over 400, 500 years. But you don't read. See, I know you won't. See, I know you ain't a fucking reader, friend. Because that's why you scared of that shit. Because if you knew where it came from, then you would know that
Mm-hmm.
that's what the fuck we was doing before we came here.
Right.
Right.
And you don't have
And
to
it's
agree
age.
with it, but I'm just saying, just know the roots
Mm-hmm.
of the shit that y'all doing. Whatever y'all doing out here, don't matter what religion, what Christ you pray to, Allah.
And
Know
it's
the root of
Googleable.
that thing. Know the root of it, okay, friend? Please. Know the root of
No,
your
this is.
libations. Where they make your libations at and your marijuana at, since y'all like that so much.
Hmm?
Go look that up. It's Googleable. They can't say, "Well, I don't know." You got a smartphone, then
You
you
can
can
know anything
access
you want,
Google.
just about anything.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
They ain't got no excuse. Nope.
But you know what? We can't be surprised because
Nope.
they don't even know when the last time they had an STD check.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
They don't even know what their vagina look like.
Good night.
I can't.
They be like,
That's a whole mess.
I cannot.
People that scared
Goddamn
to put
mess.
a mirror to their
I'm
vagina or
so
their
mad at
scrotums
her
because
for
they done
that.
fucked around so much they don't even want to look at the shit because they know it's gonna be
Listen,
a
I
bump
that
there.
is
They know it's gonna
can't.
be a bump down there. You know what's a bump
that's
down
not
there,
a
friend.
bump.
You
That
know it's a
is a
bump.
boil, like Martin said.
It's a fucking bump.
Right.
You scared as a bitch to look at your vagina, look at your dick and your
Recording
scrotum.
in progress.
That's a mess.
Listen,
So stupid.
Oh my god, that's
y'all know I ain't fucking lying. Be scared as a bitch to go to the OBGYN because you know you didn't fuck that dude from the bar and he's a little sketchy. That's why y'all need to cut them fucking soul ties and shit and get real about your fucking vagina. Get serious about your vagina and your scrotums. Where y'all poking and letting people into you and just out here having a good time and shit. You have a good time, you ain't gotta fuck everybody. Shit. It's ridiculous. All that energy. That's why we become
Monique, how
spiritually
much
unstuck too.
libations you got left?
I got a whole lot of libations for these people tonight. I got time. Cause when you fucking a lot of people and stuff, or you fucking multiple people, that shit fuck with your spiritual shit too. If you're not cleansing
Hmm.
and
Absolutely.
giving time in between the
It will.
fucks, you fucking this person and the next day you fucking that person and shit.
Mm.
All this shit is fucked up.
Mm-mm.
Mixing
You just
drinks,
got
like I
different
always
energies.
say. And you wonder why you
Different
dazed and
energies.
confused.
Them different
I don't know
energies
why I'm feeling
mixing
like
in your
this.
body.
Too
Maybe
much.
because you was fucking Otis. That's why you feel that
Not
way.
Look,
with
we ain't fucking no
mixing
Otises. Y'all
drinks.
better not be fucking
Damn,
nobody
who
named
is
no fucking
Otis
Otis.
though?
Ew.
That sound like
No,
somebody
not with
great
that name.
granddaddy.
Right.
Mm,
Otis
all
sound
right,
ugly.
right.
Cleophas.
Sugar daddy and shit.
Uncle
My sugar
Cleophas and
daddy
shit.
Otis.
I think of
Yeah,
Otis on Martin.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
Uh-uh.
I was thinking
Nah.
about that line from The Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Ain't nobody. That's the
Oh
one I
my
posted the other day from
gosh.
TikTok. Yes.
Yes, I was just about to say it.
Yes.
Ain't
And
That
nobody come to
I
see
posted the
was
one
you,
with the little
Otis.
hilarious.
boy. I
Yes.
posted the one with the little boy doing it. Ain't nobody coming to see
Yeah.
you, Otis.
Nobody come to see you, Otis. Shit.
That's my
It was
line to the end of the
funny.
year.
Yes. Absolutely. I agree. Nobody
That
come
is
to
my
see you,
line for the
Otis.
rest.
I'm about to
Nobody
start
coming to
putting
see
that
you,
shit on
Otis.
everybody comments. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Come to see-
Shut the
They're
fuck up.
gonna be like,
You
what
always
is wrong with
talking.
her?
You always making posts.
Talking about some
Right.
bullshit.
Go somewhere. Go put
Like,
some
shut your
Talking
ass
about
overtime
a
up,
in.
bunch of
Otis.
nothing. Some people just, I don't know.
Man, be real out here though. This spiritual shit ain't nothing to play with, cause it's hard.
Sure enough.
And don't beat yourself up if you ain't been on your right path the way you normally would have been, cause it takes a lot of energy to stay spiritually connected to.
Hmm.
Oh
Keep that
yes, a
compassion
lot of
to yourself.
sacrifice.
And don't feel bad if you didn't pray yesterday or you didn't go to church last week. Promise the devil's not gonna come snatch you in your sleep. Okay.
Regardless of what
Right.
anybody
Don't
says.
stress yourself out, friend.
Mm-mm. Because
Mm-mm.
some of these organizations will have you scared to fucking death not to come on Sunday. I've
What?
experienced that. They will have you scared to death not to come on
Really?
Sunday. Yes, they will, and that's the problem that I hate with some organizations because they will guilt trip and shame people into not showing up Sunday for regular service and then your midweek service, which is like a Tuesday or something like that, right? They shame people
Mm-hmm.
into doing that kind of stuff, into coming
Mm,
when they don't feel like it. Like, what about the people who work 15 hours? You still want me to show up? Like, isn't my physical well being more important than showing up to a building?
mm,
Mm-hmm.
You know?
yeah.
I don't get that shaming and guilt and stuff. And last time I checked, the Bible said nobody can judge us but God.
Mm-hmm. Thou art perfect, cast the first stone. Boom. Ain't none of us, nobody has a heaven or hell to put you in.
Nobody. As far as I'm concerned, hell is here. Because these little babies getting beat up, raped, and killed by people that say they love them don't make no
Mm,
fucking sense.
don't even get me
Don't
started.
make no sense to me at all. It's astounding to me
It
what's
breaks
going
my
on.
heart.
Hurt
And
all
what's
my
going
damn
on in
feelings.
Afghanistan? Like, come on,
Mm,
really? It's a lot, you guys. It's a lot. You gotta stay
it
spiritually
is.
grounded because if you don't, you get caught up in what's going on in the media and what's going on around you, and it'll just be too much.
Yeah,
Find yourself
Yeah.
depressed.
take that break
Stay
from
grounded. Give yourself a peace
social
of mind.
media, news, and everything because it's
Right.
like we
Tap out of them
always
lies
say.
them people feeding y'all.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that
Tap out.
television
We
programming.
usually
It's
say tap in, tap out.
Tap out
yeah,
of
Tab
all of
out.
that
that's, some,
shit.
Tap out.
that's something I got
Because
to tell
they
my father all
definitely
the
tell
time.
lies to your vision.
Yep.
Hmm.
You ain't never lied about that.
Whenever you get on your spiritual journey, whether it's you are young, old or whatever, whenever you get on your journey, yeah, you're gonna have some sacrifices, you're gonna have some suffering, but just know it's for just, you're creating a better you, a clearer you, making room for a better future for not just yourself, but if you don't have any kids, you making a pathway for them. If you don't do it for anybody else and you don't have any kids like myself, you know, you're just making the way a lot better. If you do have
Listen,
kids and you trying to get yourself together, make it a family thing. Because when your kids, and this is something that I grew up with, it said, allow your kids to see you praying to God however you see fit, how you worship God. Let your kids see that, because
period.
it'll be so
Can't,
so it's so worth it. That's how
yeah.
I grew up. I know everybody didn't grow up like I did. I'm thankful for the way I grew up, because seeing my parents do it, seeing my grandparents do it, it enriched my life. And I know that whatever religion, whether you practice a religion or you're just strict just spirituality based, you're gonna be a better person. You're gonna cry. You're gonna shout. You're gonna be, f this. I'm tired of doing this shit. I'm Lord, please. And
Li-
somewhere, somehow, you have a breakthrough. However, it could be in the car, you could be at work, like shit. But then you're like, you know what? I feel so much better. Yeah, because you just had your damn breakthrough. You might have hope you still got a damn job, but it happens. Breakthrough don't care. Your spiritual breakthrough don't care if you working at job or you are an entrepreneur or you flipping burgers. It's gonna happen when it's supposed to happen. You get an aha moment flipping burgers. It happens.
Only
Just got
aha
to
moment I got flipping burgers was motherfucking hungry. Just want some fries to go with that
Right.
burger. I'm sorry, I'm being
got some
Like,
silly.
fries go with that shake.
Look, I
make me
couldn't work
some
at Chick
burger
Fil A. I
sauce.
couldn't. The way I worked
Oh
at
uh-uh.
hell
McDonald's back
no.
then, I
Oh,
could
I would
not
be
work for Chick
walking
Fil A. I would be big as a
sideways.
house. You hear me?
Yes, I'll be
Eating that
walking
shit
Cheeto.
sideways to the
every
door.
day, you guys, with honey
Bump, bump,
mustard
bump,
and
bump.
the Chick Fil A sauce. What's the other one? I forget, but I'd be licking all my fingers. Okay, I couldn't work at no Chick Fil A, but yes,
They
you're
have mac and
absolutely right,
cheese.
Yep.
Salitas. Absolutely right, Salita. Absolutely effing right.
Because I don't know why. Like maybe because like with my friends and their various backgrounds, and I love my friends that worship God the way they do. I love seeing that. Those that don't are atheists and don't believe, and just talking to them just to get their point of view is interesting. People are really interesting when you feel like it, when it's not too peoplely out. But it just gives you a broader sense. But then you learn how to have compassion for those outside of yourself. It helps you to be able to deal with people a little bit more. There was a quote or something that I saw on Instagram that said something about, like, when somebody does you wrong or whatever the case may be, you
Mhm.
how, like, when someone's okay, when someone's being an asshole, you like you understand
What the
why they're
hell?
being an asshole, because you're not looking at it as you taking it personal. You understand that they're going through something and you know that they're projecting. Then you're like, okay, they're being an asshole because of ABC 1 2 3. Like, you kind of sympathize with the asshole. But it's a trip that you go from, yeah, this dude, then later on you get on your spiritual path and it happens again. Then you're like, boom, I understand better. Therefore, I'm not going to get upset about it. It's a mind trip. When that happens, you're like, you know what? That makes a whole lot of damn sense.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was like, okay. So
Yeah, staying spiritual connected definitely helps you deal with it every day. I agree. I definitely agree, especially when you're
it
dealing with
saves your
so many
ass.
different personalities, work and all that stuff, business and everything. It's important. It's all important. But guess what? We don't have to be perfect at it for it to be effective either.
Hell no.
I
Nope.
think a lot. I think social media portrays as perfection, especially with like
Especially with
people getting deeply into yoga and all those different practices and posing online and doing all that. Like, they portray this perfectionism thing. Like, that shit ain't real. Like, they just got that pose today. Last week they couldn't do that shit. That's the shit they don't show y'all. Okay.
Right.
Real talk.
Yeah, that shit
No,
is
you're not
hard.
lying though, because that's how it is. They make it seem like everything they do is so easy,
Hmm. Hmm.
but
Listen,
you
this is
know,
gonna sound crazy, right? I swear, the more I tap out and tap into spirituality, like I swear to God, like I'm afraid to have kids in the darkness of this world. And it's like lately I've been thinking, if I do have kids, do I even want them to go through this school system, knowing now
mm,
what the school system is
Mhm.
designed to do? Like, I don't know if I want to go down that route. And it
Really
made
hard.
me think, working in the court system, why is it that they lock up parents if their kids refuse to go to school?
yeah,
Because now they lock parents up if their kids is refusing to go to school, because it's like they want you to go through this system and feed you with all this BS so that you could become more compliant in this world. Like,
Hmm.
if you understand what the school system is designed to do, it's like, do I even want to? It's You
It's
could
very
homeschool
hard.
your own child
You could. Hmm. Hmm.
and teach them all the stuff that's really going to be beneficial to them in this lifetime, rather than all the stuff they teach us in school that we do not use. They don't
Hmm.
teach you about finances. They teach you how to be a worker. They teach you how to be in debt. They
Hmm.
don't teach you how to be a boss. They don't teach you how to manage your finances. They don't teach
Mm-mm.
you any
Mm-mm.
skills that's going to help you survive in this world. They teach you how to be reliant on them.
Hmm. And I
And
and
people
I
get caught up in that system.
yeah, and I think that's more so true for the U.S. more than any other country in the world because it's not
Mhm.
set up that way. Schooling is not set up that way in other countries. Other countries, you have to be able to afford to go to school. First of all, okay, and then, but like you said, here in the U.S. specifically, they definitely teach us to be robots and not the queen bee. They definitely don't.
Cheyenne, I agree with you about
Yep.
because what you said about homeschooling because that's something that I had said like I'm like my kids are getting homeschooled. Point blank. I'm gonna find a way. After having
Hmm.
my experience in school, I
Right.
was like, I'll be damned if I'm gonna let my kids go there and be
I'm telling you,
traumatized. Nah.
it's like sometimes it's like you appreciate the enlightenment that you receive, but then it's a double-edged sword, because
Yep.
it's like,
Damn. I wish I had known this shit.
okay,
Yeah.
it's too
Absolutely.
sometimes it's just too much. And
Yeah.
it's like, you understand that in this life everybody have to recover from something, but then
Hmm.
on the flip side of that sword, it's like, I don't want my child to have to recover from me because I'm the crazy parent, so to
Right.
speak. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That
Mhm.
kept them isolated from everything. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But
right.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. You know, it you know, I remember my mom, my dad always complaining about that same sort of a thing, especially my mom and stuff, and being a girl because girls are tending to be more vulnerable than boy childs, right? So,
mhm.
it's just
Mhm.
always this fear-based thing going on when you think of having children in today's society and the way it's going and the way it's being led and stuff like that. And let's be real about it. Technology is not spiritual based. Nothing about
Mhm.
technology is spiritual based other than the content that you consume from somebody that's spiritual. It's not of God. It's not of the universe. It's not natural. There's nothing natural about technology.
Listen, they are stealing, technology is stealing our consciousness and putting it in devices. If that
Hmm.
doesn't scare you, I don't know what.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
scary.
Mhm.
We will be the slaves.
We are
Society as
the
a whole.
slaves.
You
It's
know what I
not we
mean?
will be. We are the slaves. And then these slaves we are slowly, not even slowly, quickly
Yeah.
being replaced by robots.
Yeah. That's what Big O and I
Yeah.
was talking about a couple of weeks ago because he was like, when he went to engineering to undergrad for engineering, and it was at the brink of the way we know internet as it is now, he was saying like the way that we have advanced and the rate, the rate that we have advanced, he was like it wasn't supposed to happen as fast, and I
Hmm.
totally believe that shit. He was like it wasn't supposed to happen as fast. It was not supposed to
Listen,
happen as
they're
fast.
telling us what they're doing.
Not
Look
supposed to
up the
happen.
saying, you will have nothing, and you look
Yep.
it up.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, is there anything that you guys have done when you feel like times of being spiritually stagnant. I know Cheyenne said earlier you got outside. As she said earlier, it was her routine. So Sheena and Salita, what are things that you guys have done to like move past that energy and clear it?
Sometimes you just got to go through it. The only way out is in. So sometimes it requires you going within to look at something. That's why you feel stuck. So in moments like that, I just go through the process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get real quiet. I mean, like, I don't. Somebody call me, I'll be like, I'm gonna hang up and be like, text me. And like Cheyenne said, I go in and I go deep. And anything that does come up that I need to address, I address it. If it takes a day, if it takes 2 days, if it takes a week, I become very mindful and I do a lot of writing. There's been times where like I've been journaling since I was a teenager, and I have over like 50 journals throughout the years from just purging and letting it go. It's one thing to say, "Oh, I need to let this go," but you're saying that on a very surface level. But when you start going in between each and every individual word of "let it go," it's you come out completely different, like forever changed. Things that you used to think about, you're not going to think about. People you used to rock with, you like, listen, I can't, just can't do it, and I'm not going to force myself. And I will say no, hell no, I ain't doing it. I don't give a damn who it is. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it's against my spiritual nature to do this, and you can take it how you want, but this is for me. I'm doing this for me. If you can't respect that, then you can't respect me. Hasta mañana.
Mm-hmm. Which is also a part of self care.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you know me, I don't play about my self care. Do
Mm-hmm.
not play one
Spirituality is self
single
care.
bit. And that's the
Right.
thing
And
that saves me.
Uh-huh.
It saves me every single time. Everything that I've ever been through in life, general, whether it's with family or personal, I lean not to my own understanding. I trust my intuition more than I trust people, because people gonna fail you. Intuition isn't, but it's only when you not spiritually in tune that that's when the ego turns up its mic
Mm-hmm.
and starts talking to you. But then you gotta get to the point where you gotta turn that mic down on your ego and say, I run this, you don't. Like we were saying before, a little bit of ego is not bad, but a lot can kill you.
Mm-hmm. Or put you in dire situations, you
Oh
know,
yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
blind your vision, blind your decision making, having you thinking you bigger than
Everything.
you are. We've all
but
come across those types.
a large part
Yeah.
of spirituality, a lot of people don't realize is connecting with nature and understanding the
Mm,
role that nature plays in us as human beings, spiritual beings, I should say, not human, because the spirit is in this human body. But they say the moon brings the light what's hidden. Have you ever realized that around the time of
mm-hmm,
a full moon, a lot of people talk about how crazy and hectic things are? With me, around the time of a full moon, I realize that I'm a lot more emotional. You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm,
depending on if I'm watching something on TV or just bringing up old stuff that might arise, like I get a lot more emotional around the time of a full moon than I would usually feel any other time of the month. So it's
mm-hmm.
understanding that connection that nature plays and what it does to you spiritually. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, because the moon affects water, and we're made of more than
Yep.
60% of water. And then I tell people, I say, even when I do their natal charts, look at your moon sign. My moon sign is in Aries, so
Mine is Cancer.
I pay close attention to that and what's going on at that time, and be like, okay, what did I do different that worked? and what didn't work, so I don't do it again. And have being that
Hmm.
extra mindful around those times, because energy, it can work for you or it can work against you.
Definitely.
Depends on how you depends on how you flip it. It
If
it,
you
it
don't
really does.
understand it, it definitely is going to work against you.
Mm-hmm. And it's just and we see people try to play with it all the time, and they don't want that type of fire or smoke. They don't want it, especially those of us that are very in tune, like very in tune. It's like I tell people, be careful how you treat me. Be careful, because people just don't know. They just do not know, because, and like they always say, yeah, be careful how you treat people, because you may need that person in the long run. I just went through that, recently with someone that was wrong, and I told them, be careful how you treat me, because one day you're going to need me. And they got themselves, or they felt like themselves was in a situation wasn't even expected, and I got an inbox, and the person needed me. Now, Irene could have been like, F you, this, that, or whatever, go back on them, get the fuck out of here with the horse she done came in on.
Mm-hmm.
Could have. She could have. Y'all know she's capable of doing that. But then I was like, you know what? I said, I'm so sorry that you're going through that. And I understand. And I accept your apology. I'm I'm still your friend. I'm gonna help you in any way that I can. And I'm glad that I was able to help that person. It could have went completely left if I would have
Well,
let Irene out.
that's one of the good and bad things about being an empathetic person, because sometimes people could do you wrong, but when they come back to you and they're in that period of being down, it's like your spirit just won't allow you to kick them when they down,
Nope.
because
Mm-mm.
you're
Nope,
that
Right.
empathetic
not
person,
felt
and
like
people
that.
know that about you, so they'll keep coming back
Mm-hmm.
because they know you're not going to turn your back on them.
Mm-hmm. Or either they just be so desperate that they know you're gonna show up for them.
Hmm.
Uh,
They know
Yeah,
who
but
you
I
gonna
met
show
also
up
people
and
have,
who
right
not.
where they at.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
But
Leave
I
that
have my
ass
I
right
have my
there.
limits.
Mm.
I have
I
my
mean, we
limits, and
definitely should
I,
have limits.
You
That's what
got
the boundaries
yeah.
thing is
boundaries.
Yeah.
about, you know?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we all got
Because
to
I,
have your boundaries. And you definitely got to have boundaries when you are a very spiritual person and or a
absolutely.
religious person or both. Because if you don't, get your ass ate up, okay?
Yep.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
we're gonna be
And I
tied.
listen. I
Tied,
listen
tied.
to
Hmm.
my spirit. I listen
Drained.
to my spirit, and they say go ahead and
Hmm.
do that. Then I go ahead and do it. If it says skirt, pause. I'm on it. Like, nah, it's gonna be a no for me immediately. Mm-mm, no.
Immediate no.
Mm-mm. Immediate. It's immediate no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you
Mm-mm.
know,
Because
and you know what takes you
everybody
off
don't want
too.
healing. Everybody don't want
Most
help.
people don't. Most people want healing, but they don't want to do the work that it requires
No,
to
they
heal.
don't want to do that shadow. They don't want to do that shadow work, and they don't want
Mm.
to go through that dark night of soul,
Right.
because
Because
people
a
Nope.
lot
think,
of people out here takers.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm,
They
but they
energy
also,
suckers.
right, and but
Hmm.
a lot, you'll be surprised how many people, when it comes to, they hear, oh yeah, shadow work and dark night of soul, they thinking that it's only going to happen once. Good luck with
Mm.
that. Every,
Because
like they
it's
said, every,
phases. It's
yeah,
phases
Yeah,
to
and
every
they're
it's
just
level.
thinking
life.
it's, oh, it's just this one thing. No, it's not. You're
Mm-mm.
in a constant process of transforming and healing, revealing anything dark. Everything comes out in the wash.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing. So instead of trying to fight it, deny it, acknowledge that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You putting it off, guess what? It's going to show up in another body, another situation, another job. Face
Like,
it now.
like,
Yep.
Shoot. Go ahead.
Which
like
brings me to
Ashley
oh, go
said,
ahead.
we're forever students. So it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter how healed you are in this process, you're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
You never just arrive to the destination. It's an ongoing process. You're never fully healed. It's always something.
That's why we call it a journey.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. You got to
You're
enjoy
not
the
running your way
process
through,
too.
but you walking your way through that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you people use the word journey all the time. And then what Salita was
Mm-hmm.
just saying reminded me of something that's often spoke about in the Bible and in Christianity, and that is shit. I had libations, y'all. Bear with me. I just y'all know I be forgetting shit.
You know how you get.
Y'all know I forget shit, but I'm still in. I
I
have my
have
libations.
nothing.
But it definitely is like when people do me wrong, I'm not so keen to how they will be hurt after they've done me wrong, in the sense of, like, I think people throw karma around too much, like karma this, karma that, and karma this and karma that. And I think sometimes when somebody's just a bad person, just bad shit is going to fucking happen because they carry that energy that is not high vibrational. You know what I'm saying? And what
Mm-hmm.
they have on the inside is not unconditional love for people. It's only unconditional love for self. And they're very self-centered and stuff. And so when somebody do me wrong, I don't give a fuck. And it's not because I'm waiting for karma to handle
Right.
it. It's because I know
Mm-hmm.
if they continue on that path, bad shit is just going to continue to follow their ass
Yeah.
because that's
Human,
Mm-hmm.
the
That
vibration they're
part.
vibrating on.
right. Human
Vibrate
love
with
Everything
is
to do
yourself.
nothing bad.
conditional. Unless you have a pet or a child, human love is conditional.
Always condition based. No matter how you try to do it, it really is because that's why people go through divorces and it be messy.
Mm.
Uh,
Because if you love them unconditional, it doesn't matter if you break up with them or not. You should still love them the same, right? As Christ loved the
Mm-hmm.
church. I'm
Facts.
just saying.
Mm-hmm. Truth. Make it plain. Make it plain.
And I just think we have to do better at understanding what we really say, and what we really understand, and what we're reading, and what we digest. And so you just got to find out what works for you, and go back to Sunita has said in previous episodes, like getting back to the childlike spirit within you, because it's still part of who we are, even though we don't always tap into it. When I was a kid, I used to walk outside barefoot all the time, and I find myself doing that now more than ever. And especially when we had our last house, because we had a large backyard, so I was always outside without my shoes. And so, like, just small, simple things. And I think we put too much emphasis on doing big, showy, outward things, like just real simple. Cheyenne, she went outside. You know what I'm saying? Salita, she does her art. Even though, whatever it is that you need to do, make it plain and make it simple. Even the Bible say make it simple and make it plain. It's not hard, it's not difficult. But we as humans make shit difficult.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
every
know.
challenge doesn't
yeah.
have to be
Stop being
difficult.
difficult.
Yeah, every challenge doesn't have to be difficult. Just because the word is challenge doesn't like what is that word association? You think a
Mm-hmm.
challenge, you think of hard, you think of difficult, you think of complicated.
Yeah.
Yo, just change up your mindset on how you see something. That's something my mom used to reiterate to me all the time because I used to hate math in school.
Mm-hmm.
I hated math
Mm-hmm.
to the T. I don't care what that mx y equals mx plus b.
Me
How
too,
is this
Salita.
going to get me from
Yeah.
here to here? I could give a damn because
Mm-hmm.
my
Right.
brain, I spent more time on one side of my artistic side than my analytical side.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't give a
Mm-hmm.
damn. I'm not going to use this shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like
I'm with
damn.
you on that one,
Give me
Salita.
I
something that I
understand that.
can use. I don't want to take the damn
It's
SATs. Why?
always say,
I said,
what
because it
problem?
does not show me as a person. It
Yeah, it
shows
doesn't give
only
you a
the
full
analytical
spectrum. That's the
side.
that's the issue they have now with the school systems, that
Ugh.
it doesn't show full spectrum, and then it's biased. It's naturally biased the way it's set up. So that's a whole other topic
Like,
for a
when
whole motherfucking different day, you
Mm-hmm.
guys. Okay, but listen, family, get into some spirituality. Get your spiritual shit right. Okay, from your root chakra to your crown chakra,
From the rooter to the
from
tutor.
Jesus to Jesus in the manger. Wherever you preach, wherever you go to, wherever you listen to, get it together. Tap in, download, get connected. Stay fucking connected. Okay? And just because you don't feel connected doesn't mean you're not connected. You just ain't tapped in.
Mm-hmm.
Just tap it on the shoulder. I'm still here. Spirit, I'm listening. God, I'm
Like, hi,
listening.
friend.
I'm listening, God. And then sometimes your routine just need to be changed up. Maybe what used to work for you before at that level no longer works at this level. So guess what? What the Bible said? To whom much is fucking given, much is
Much is
motherfucking required.
required. I say
Fired.
it all the
Boom. And that's
Mm-hmm.
time.
it. Episode over, y'all. That's it.
Church.
Bye.
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 Bye.